my biggest takeaway is that we probably shouldn't think of the FMS as a single number. And if you're interested in movement quality, the full screen still has value because it gives you a broad overview and helps identify limitation or asymmetries. But if your question is specifically about athletic performance, like sprinting or jumping, then looking at movement patterns that are directly related to those qualities may provide more meaningful information about that. So I wouldn't recommend abandoning the FMS. I'd recommend interpreting it more thoughtfully, I would say, rather than just saying our athlete scored 15 out of 21 and stopping there. I'd look at which movements contributed to that score and whether those movements are actually relevant to the physical qualities that I'm trying to improve. So for me, the FMS should be a part of a bigger assessment process, obviously, alongside strength, power, sprint testing. And of course, no single tool can tell us everything about an athlete, but I think the FMS could be a part of it.
I suppose it's the same as any kind of ratio metric, as it were, that one number is great, but then if you don't understand what makes up that number and why that number is that number, then you're probably doing a disservice to the person that you've collected it on. And out of interest, then, how often would you recommend undertaking a movement screening like the FMS?
So I would say from my experience that we did that 3 times a year, like preseason, mid-season, and at the end. Also, we used it, of course, after an athlete was injured and they were back on their back to game play process. So that's where I would use that.